And the first thing we have to talk about today is it has finally happened. The FCC, in a 3-2 vote, voted to kill net neutrality.
Federal Communications Commission, where the commissioners just voted on the future of how the internet is going to be regulated. A panel voted along party lines to repeal what's called net neutrality.
What are your thoughts on net neutrality?
I think net neutrality is great. I think everybody thinks net neutrality is great, except for the companies that don't want net neutrality, of course. I mean, every normal person would want net neutrality, because who the hell wants to pay for something that should be free? Am I right?
There has been quite a bit of talk about net neutrality lately, but what does it mean? What is net neutrality? Net neutrality is basically a law that forces ISPs, or internet service providers, to treat all data on the internet equally, meaning they can't slow down the speed of websites or block those websites out completely. It also doesn't allow ISPs to charge money for access or better the speed of specific websites on the internet. In this video, I will be explaining to you why we need net neutrality and what would happen without it. The reason we need net neutrality is because without it, ISPs can totally manipulate the way we access the internet. For example, say you want to watch Netflix and your ISP is Comcast. Comcast owns Hulu, which means they can slow down or block out access to Netflix to encourage the consumer to go visit Hulu because it's either faster or you're actually allowed to use it. That is real because in the past, before net neutrality was in place, several companies did this. In 2011, Verizon blocked consumers from being able to access Google Wallet so that the consumer would use Verizon's money app, ironically named ISIS. A lot of you might have heard of the name Ajit Pai. Well, that's because Ajit Pai is one of the most hated people in the United States right now. Ajit Pai is the chairman of the FCC. He is also one of the 3 people who on December 14th, 2017 voted to repeal net neutrality. Ajit Pai claims he wants to restore internet freedom, which is the complete opposite of what he's doing. Without net neutrality, our freedom of speech and us being allowed to say whatever we want on the internet could be in jeopardy. Ajit Pai is trying to claim that this is a left-right issue, but when both Democratic and both Republicans support net neutrality, and over 80% of Americans support net neutrality, and I think what he's doing is really messed up, and what the FCC is doing is really messed up, because with 80% of Americans supporting net neutrality, it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't listen to us and that they just do whatever the hell they want. Why do you think ISPs don't want net neutrality?
So they could monetize it. I mean, who wouldn't want money? I could take, every time I take a I could put it in a bag and then sell it online. I could create a service so that you could send to your friend, and I could make a ton of money off of it, you know? Anybody can monetize anything. Somebody who owns servers on the internet could monetize the servers on the internet, you know?
Yeah.
That's basically free money, because everybody's the internet.
Why do you think ISPs don't want net neutrality?
Because they want to make more money and just monetize different services that they think they can profit off of, like popular streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and just stuff like that. So pretty much it's just for money, which isn't good because it's not really thinking about the consumer of these products, which is like us. And
you can still binge watch your favorite shows.
Oh my God, Pie Boy. The fact that you just filmed yourself watching a green screen, looking back while eating popcorn and nodding with approval just shows how out of touch with the internet you really are. My Pie Boy, you just got memed.
Oh my God, there's a... There it is!
Residents watched the blaze in awe and horror.
The list goes on of bad things that will happen if we don't have net neutrality, like it'll make it harder for low-income families to get access to the internet, as well as schools having to spend more of their budget on internet. Small business companies will suffer too, because if they don't pay ISPs, consumers might not be able to get access to their websites, or if a consumer wants to access their website, it might be very slow. This January, ISPs have already started to increase the cost of their internet with the repeal of net neutrality. However, though, things are looking good for net neutrality because over 50 senators have come together to override the FCC's rule to repeal net neutrality. And that is my report on net neutrality. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you later. Peace.